Hi, welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all of North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveCan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out all of the full schedule at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. Again, this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website. Again, at CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Welcome. We're really excited that you're here and that you've chosen to tune in to hear a little bit more about Lenoir-Rhyne. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Hopefully everyone can see that. Cami, is it up? Okay, awesome. So this again is a presentation on Lenoir-Rhyne University. We are located in Hickory, North Carolina. We're right between Boone and the mountains as well as the Charlotte area. So we're in a really neat location. We have about 1,500 undergraduate students, and we'll talk a little bit more about numbers and class sizes and things a little bit later in the presentation. My name is Jessie Haynes. I'm the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admission here at LR. I'm a two-time LR alum. I graduated with my bachelor's and my master's from Lenoir-Rhyne. I've been in the Office of Admission for about 5 years now. During my time here, I've worked with first-year students, and then about a year and a half ago, I switched to working with our transfer and adult students. So I would be your point of contact for any questions that you have or any way that I can help. Starting kind of out with just the general enrollment process of applying financial aid and scholarships, and then depositing and actually enrolling into the institution. You would submit your application along with all of your college transcripts. So at Lenoir-Rhyne, if you have earned over 30 college credits after high school graduation, you are considered a transfer student, or if you've attended any college or university after graduating high school, you're considered a transfer student. So if you've gotten over 30 hours, you just need to send your college information in, transcripts and dean's reference forms, and you're evaluated based on that information. If you've earned less than 30 college credits, you're evaluated on your high school information and would need to send in that high school transcript and test scores. The easiest way to kind of decipher all this and figure it out, I know it's a little bit wordy and confusing, is to start your application, complete that, click submit, and then a supplemental items list will be populated for you based on the information you provided there on the application, as well as reach out to me with any questions and we can talk about your situation specifically. For financial aid, you'll need to, of course, file your FAFSA. So that opened on October 1st, and you can do that at any point in time. We are still accepting applications for the spring semester. So you can go ahead and apply for this spring now, and then you'll need to send in your past year's FAFSA for the spring semester and then file a new FAFSA for the upcoming year. We do our financial aid award letters via email, so you'll be able to review that with me. Those should be starting to be sent out for the spring, early in November, and then for the fall semester, probably early January, February. For your deposit, this is kind of how you finalize your decision and submit that. That's how you get on the list for housing and classes and kind of those next steps to complete your enrollment. As I mentioned earlier, we have about 1,500 undergraduate students. If you do a Google search, you might see a number closer to 2,700. That does account for our graduate population that's over our 3 campuses. So we have the main campus here in Hickory. We have a graduate campus in Asheville, along with a graduate campus in Columbia, South Carolina. So again, those only house graduate studies, but on our main campus here in Hickory is where all of our undergraduate programs are housed. We have an average class size of about 17 with a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So small class sizes is something that we really take pride in. We've had 11 consecutive years of record enrollment here at LR, and so that's something that we're proud of, but we've managed to maintain those small class sizes and provide that one-on-one student to faculty relationship, kind of a conversational class style and not necessarily just lectures and PowerPoints and note taking. We also provide research opportunities, internship opportunities, as well as we have over 60 clubs and organizations for students to be engaged and involved outside of the classroom. And Cami will speak a little bit more to that as one of our current students. So again, for transfer application, you will apply. You can use that code there. So if you want to take a screenshot of it, you can apply and waive your application fee with that code. Required items, again, this is different for students that have submitted or, completed more or less than 30 college credits. So reach out to me with any questions that you have about that. But we do require transcripts from all colleges and universities that you've attended, as well as Dean's reference forms from all college and universities that you've attended previously. You can find the Dean's reference form on our website, as well as when you submit your application, you'll be emailed a link to it, to the blank form where you can complete that for each institution. To look at your transfer credit, so this is one of the most popular questions that I get is, okay, well, I'm really interested, but how will my credits transfer in? And that's, a very valid question. You've worked really hard to earn these credits and you want to know what they're going to count for and then what the rest of your academic journey looks like. So for transfer credits, we have a transfer evaluation tool on our website. These are just kind of some steps on how to access that. So you'll go to the main website, www.lr.edu, click on the apply button there on the home page. You'll select the undergraduate transfer dropdown and then select the transfer evaluation tool. It'll take you to this page. Sometimes the login button there is a little bit intimidating and scary, but you can use this resource without logging in, so you don't have to click that. So if you start typing in the institution that you're transferring from, you'll click search and then it will populate the schools and you'll select it, and then you can transfer or you can type in each course that you've taken and it'll generate what the equivalency is for that at Lenoir-Rhyne. For financial aid, another thing that a lot of students ask about is, what is my cost going to look like and what scholarship opportunities are there? Absolutely another valid question. So we have institutional aid, of course, your FAFSA money, and then your loans that are provided by the federal government, as well as some private loan options and payment plans. Institutional aid, so this includes your LR Scholars Award, which is a merit-based award. It's based on your GPA when you apply. It is based off of the cumulative GPA of the schools that you've attended. So if you've attended 3 schools, we kind of average out the GPAs and the credits earned at each one, and then cumulatively award the Scholars Award. We have talent-based scholarships. So if you're interested in being in one of our choirs or ensembles, we have about 6 different ones on campus, or our theater program. You can follow that link there, as well as athletic scholarships. We are a Division II school. You can find all of our athletic teams. We have 23 Division II athletic teams on campus. You can find those at the website there, as well as Lutheran opportunities. We are a Lutheran affiliated institution, so we have some programs or scholarships that are specific to those students. More information can be found on the website there, as well as a legacy scholarship. So the legacy scholarship is for students who have had a parent or grandparent attend and graduate from Lenoir-Rhyne. Some that are specific for transfer students that I like to mention, especially our community college transfer students, is the Pi Theta Kappa Award. If you're a member of Pi Theta Kappa at your community college, you'll just need to provide us with a copy of your certificate. And then that Lenoir-Rhyne Promise. So the LR Promise is a guarantee that students who have attended or are transferring from a North Carolina community college and have earned 30 credits or more and have a 3.5 GPA or higher, you're guaranteed to have at least half of your tuition covered through scholarships, grants, and other need-based forms of aid. So the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, many of you have probably filled one of these out before and you might be old pros at it, but you will need to continue filing that as long as you're in school. So as you're probably aware, this qualifies you for federal and state aid. You can enter in LR's code as well or search by the institution's name. For loans, students are automatically considered for federal student loans upon completion of the FAFSA. So you'll be awarded and kind of considered for those options. We will talk through private loan options if the federal loans aren't something that you're interested in. And then, parent and student loans are available. So the final steps of becoming an LR Bear is to submit your enrollment deposit. That kind of solidifies everything and kind of puts the final stamp on it that says, yes, I'm coming to LR, and puts you on the list for everything that comes next, such as housing assignments, as well as registration for classes. We'll have new student orientation. You'll need to fill out your health and immunization forms, kind of all of those things that are kind of the final steps to get everything in place for you to actually start classes. We invite you to follow us on social media. This is a great way to keep up to date with dates and deadlines and upcoming events and everything like that, as well as, learn more about programs that we offer, see some, hear from other students, transfer students specifically as well, and just kind of stay in the loop with everything that's happening here on campus. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Cami for your campus tour.
Hello. So my name is Cami Howard. I'm a junior and I'm studying English and secondary education with a minor in psychology, and now I'm actually working on a minor in creative writing as well. I'm part of Teaching Scholars, Fraternity and Sorority Life, and Delight Ministries. And again, if you have any questions during the tour, please feel free to go ahead and put them in the Q&A box, and either Jesse or I will answer the question for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with y'all. Awesome. Can you see that okay? Just like nod. Yeah, awesome. Cool. So we'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully. I'm trying to click. There it goes. Okay. So we are a liberal arts-based school. So we really pride ourselves in a well-rounded student, making sure that everybody is getting a super, super great education. So this is the Rhine building. This is where most of your first classes are going to be, as well as Belk Centrum. So most of your first year classes are going to be in this building. So we do have a small classroom size of about, the average is 17, as Jessie has said before, as well as a student to professor ratio of about 12:1. Personally, my smallest class was about 4 people, and my largest class was only about 24. So I still had that personal relationship with that professor. And they made sure that they knew my name by the end of the day. So I wasn't just a number or a random student sitting in their class. Like I said before, this is Belk Centrum. This is our second largest auditorium on campus. This is where our playmakers hold some of their plays. 26 Pebbles was absolutely amazing. I went that my first year at LR, and they also produced Chicago in March, right before we had to be sent home. But Belk Centrum also holds a lot of convocations, and convocations are kind of like an extra just icing on the cake for all of our students to be exposed to more culture, develop their professional development. They also have spiritual development combos. So there's about 8 categories that you can choose from. You do have to complete one in every category every year. There's over like 200 to 250 convocations every single year. And they're actually a lot of fun. My personal favorite is the Visiting Writer Series. The Visiting Writer Series is where a author or a poet comes to Lenoir-Rhyne and they do a reading of their poetry or of their novel. And then we get to interactively ask questions, ask them why they wrote that. And sometimes, if you're lucky enough, like next semester, I'm taking a visiting writers class, and I'm zooming in with an author, and we're going to be talking about their book and developing my writing as well. So it's a super, super great opportunity for all of our students to come and experience stuff that we might not be able to experience outside of another like public institution or a private institution. So LR likes to bring the world to you. So this is a really, really great opportunity to experience that. So up here is our Rudisill Library. Our Rudisill Library has 3 floors. The basement floor, or the first floor, is for silent studying. The second floor is actually lined up with computers. So you don't necessarily have to bring a laptop to campus, but if you want to, we welcome you to do that. It makes things a little bit easier. And we also do have multiple printers in this area, and printing is free. So I like to say that like you can print out a million pages of printed colored puppies, and printing is free. So like, why not? And then up on the third floor, this is where this picture is taken. And as you can see, students are crowded around a desk, and these desks are actually movable. So it's a super, super great opportunity for students to complete group work if you're interested in some sciences. And if you're taking anatomy, I've seen some students print out the whole entire body, color it in, and label it. So that's a super, super great opportunity for you to do that as well. Also upstairs in this area, we have our Lower Learning Commons, or our Student Success and Tutoring Centers. So we have a math tutoring lab and a writing lab. This is peer run or student run, but everybody who works in this facility does have to have a B+ or above to work as a tutor. But it is professor overseen as well. So it's not just a random person telling you you put a negative or a comma in the wrong place. We also do have study abroad offered at Lenoir-Rhyne. We received a $5.2 million endowment, so scholarships are really ready for our students to be able to take. We really pride ourselves in study abroad. The teaching scholars actually go to Ireland and Scotland and study the educational systems overseas, and then they bring it back to NC public schools and try to instill that in some of the schools. And also, if you are interested in studying abroad, you don't see a specific country that you want to go to, you can work one-on-one with the study abroad staff, and they can actually email certain universities in that country to see if they can fit you in to an enrollment process over there. So it's super, super awesome. I highly suggest studying abroad. We also do have a Mac lab upstairs. If you're more of an Apple person, that area is specifically for you. Personally, Apple confuses me. It's way too much. But we do have tons of computers and printers upstairs as well for the Apple users. We also do have a career center. Our career center is also available to our alumni right after they graduate and throughout their whole entire years after becoming an LR there. So the career center's main goal is to do resume reviews, job searches. If you're a senior and you're applying to jobs, but you haven't really necessarily had that really awesome, like big interview style before, they can actually do a mock interview for you as well. So they're super, super awesome upstairs. They're here to work with you and make sure that you're absolutely ready for the world right after you graduate from Lenoir-Rhyne. We also do have multiple group tutoring and individual study sessions upstairs in the library. And then our last two resources are our speech lab. All of our students are required to do a public speaking course. It's nothing scary. Because of our small class sizes, I only had about 14 people in my public speaking course, and we could talk about whatever we were passionate about because the professor wants to know us as a student and wants to get to know us. And then we also do have our Center for Vocation. That kind of works hand in hand with the Career Center. You might have your degree and you're just like, I don't really know how this like betters me, how this impacts my community. And that's kind of what the Vocation Center is for. And they also have some really great free coffee if you're up late in the library studying. So I really suggest their coffee. We also do have over 6,000 books and over 120,000 on our databases, and also research articles that you can access if you need to do a research paper or a research project or anything like that. So next is our science building. This is Alex and Lee George Hall. This was a brand new building when I came to LR my first year. I remember taking my tour and it being built and then coming onto campus and seeing this absolutely gorgeous building. It's filled with absolutely amazing natural light. So it's a really, really great study spot for all of our students to go and hang out, get some homework done, as well as study the natural sciences. So there's actually 3 floors to this building. Up on the upper 2 and 3 floors, you have professors' offices. Maybe you'll have a little bit of classroom feel. And then right on the first floor, you'll have more of the labs. So we do have 14 state-of-the-art labs. They're absolutely amazing, built with the best technology that we could get. So they're really, really awesome. We do require all of our students to take 2 at least science credits, but they don't necessarily have to be biology or chemistry. So like if you're an English person like me, or you just don't really love the sciences, you can actually take astronomy, and we actually have an observatory right on top of our building. So it's a super, super awesome class. This is just one of the few study spots in Alex and Lee George Hall that you can go and hang out in. Again, they have amazing natural light. So if you want to kind of stay warm in the winter months, but still get that natural light feel, this is the spot for you. This is actually the edge of campus as well. So that's another little fun fact. Our campus all the way around is a perfect mile. So that's a little tour guide fun fact for you. And like I said before, we do have 14 state-of-the-art labs here at LR, built with the best technology that we can get. So it's absolutely amazing. I actually have one of my very close friends doing a research project on zebrafish right now, and it's completely paid by Lenoir-Rhyne University because she got that scholarship money in that grant. So I'm super, super proud of her. Again, I'm not a sciencey person, but in short, she's studying the pH water levels of the zebrafish and seeing how it impacts them. So it's super, super awesome. She's taking it with Dr. York. So if you're a sciencey person, Dr. York is an absolutely amazing professor. This is our Cromer Center. This is kind of like the hub for all student life, or you could call it a student union, but we like to stick with Cromer Center just because there's so many other resources in here other than just student life. Outside, you can have some picnic tables outside, hang out with your friends, sit down and eat some Chick-fil-A that we just put on campus this past year, do some studying. A lot of students also like to bring out their hammocks or Enos and kind of hang out around in this area. We have little metal Eno pods, so it's super, super great to come and hang out and kind of take a break. So this is our lobby of Cromer Center. As you can see, there's tons of chairs and tons of relaxing ways, and we actually do have a wood burning fireplace, which I really enjoy in the winter. This is also where our 24-hour computer lab is. So if you forget to print out something, no big deal. You can just run up into here, print it out really quick, and then go back to your residence hall. Right across the way from the computer lab is our Welcome Center. This is where you'll go if you have a missing key or a missing ID, and if you need to get a parking pass. So another thing that's super, super awesome about Lenoir-Rhyne is that all first years are able to get a parking pass, and you can have your car on campus. And parking passes are only about $40, so you don't need to pay any huge amount, and that's for the whole year. So that's something else that I really loved about Lenoir-Rhyne, because a lot of some other universities like to really put that charge up there, but LR makes sure that all of our students have an equal opportunity if they have a car on campus. And then right next to the Welcome Center is our 24-hour security office. We do pair up with the Hickory Police Department, but they just do patrols around campus, ride their little bikes. They're super great guys. I've had some conversations with them, and they're absolutely amazing. And they actually can help you jump your car if you're like me at 11:45 at night and your car is dead. So they do more than just security. They're really, really awesome. This is also where our Cromer Dining Hall is. So our dining hall is completely unlimited to our residential students. So you can come in here as many times as you want, get some pizza, salad, some home style cooking, some fried chicken if you want, some green beans, which are my favorite, as well as stir fry. So the CAF is a super, super awesome opportunity for all of our students, especially if you are residential. So you aren't limited to 3 swipes. You can come in here as many times as you want. We also do have some other dining options. So we do this thing called meal plans and bear bucks. Meal plans are available for everybody that comes to LR. So even commuter students, you do have to have a meal plan. Meal swipes are available for students. You get 5 meal swipes and they reset every Wednesday. You can use it on Starbucks, the Sandwich Shack, or Chick-fil-A, and bear bucks can be used at any of these locations, as well as Domino's, which is off campus, but you can get it delivered with your bear bucks. So they're super, super awesome. This is Grace Chapel. This is personally my favorite building on campus, just because it's made out of all North Carolinian materials. So all the wood, the stained glass, minus the pipe organ. We do require our students to have a Religion 100 class. This is more of the theology behind Christianity or other religions. So we're not pushing you to do the Christian faith or the Lutheran faith at all. It's really dependent on what you want to make out of it. I really enjoyed this class, but if you do want to further your Christian faith, we do have other campus ministries as well, such as FCA, Young Life, Delight Ministries, which is a women's Bible study that I'm a part of. We just started it last year and we have over 70 members in it. So it's a super great growth. So if you're interested in that, just really check it out. We have an Instagram, and all of the ministries also do have an Instagram and social media. And like Jesse said before, we do have absolutely amazing music programs. This is our a cappella choir. The a cappella choir actually went over to Ireland and studied abroad and got to sing all across the country and get exposed to Irish culture. When they came back, they absolutely loved it and they wanted to go back again. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them achieve later on in the years whenever everything is over and done with. But it's a super, super great opportunity. So if you are musically inclined, I really suggest checking out the a cappella choir. So this is the charge. The charge kind of represents all of student life here on campus. So as Jesse said before, we do have over 60 clubs and organizations that can stem from College of Republicans and College of Democrats to fraternity and sorority life to campus ministries. We even have a esports club on campus as well. So if you see a club on campus and you want to join it, all you have to do is contact them and go to visit them if they're holding an event soon. We also do have the opportunity for our students to build their own club. All you need is a constitution, and then you need 5 members and a staff overseeing you. So it's a super, super great opportunity to really expand your horizons at LR. LR really prides itself in making sure all of our students are super connected to the campus, and you can do that the best through clubs and organizations. So this is when we start talking about residential life. I lived on campus all 3 years. I'm still living on campus. I absolutely love it. I really suggested to anybody to live on campus. So our first year residence hall that we're going to talk about is Eisenhower. This is a suite style residential hall. So you're going to have 2 roommates and then a bathroom in between and then another set of 2 roommates. This is gendered by room. So it's going to be just girls to a room or just guys to a room. And you may live across the hall from another gender, but you won't ever be sharing a bathroom with a different gender. We also do have everything in wood comes with the room. And you can bring, your mini fridge, or you can bring a microwave as well. And this is centralized air. So you don't have any control over your air. So that's kind of the downside. But every single residential hall that you'll see later on in the presentation does have laundry facilities, and laundry is free at LR, which is absolutely amazing. So you don't need to feed it quarters or anything like that. This is Conrad Hall. This is actually right across the road from Rhine Building. So all of your first year classes. So if you're more of a type of person to really bank on sleep and kind of like cuddle up in bed before you go to class, this is a great opportunity for you if you want to live on campus. It's just going to be you and a roommate in a communal bathroom. This is also gendered by floor. I lived in a communal residential hall. I never had any problems with any dirtiness or anything like that. It's cleaned every single day. So you don't need to worry about anything icky happening. Everything is really, really clean. And then everything in here is also wood. And then again, you can see Alex and Lee George Hall through the windows. So if you want to kind of just like roll out of bed and go with it, I highly suggest this residential hall. This is our last first year residential hall. This is Morgan Hall. This is where I lived my first year at LR. I lived all the way up on the 3rd floor in the first door to the left. I absolutely loved it. This is also a communal bathroom residential hall. So it's just gonna be you and a roommate in a communal bathroom. And again, everything in wood is coming with this room. You have built-in shelves, you have some built-in closets as well. And this residential hall, as well as Conrad, you get to control your air conditioning or however hot you want it. So if you like to keep it super, super cold like me, you can convince your roommate to try to keep it super, super cold. But again, I absolutely loved it, not just because I was super, I loved my roommate, but it was actually right across the way from the football stadium. So this is our football stadium. We have 23 D2 sports here at LR. We really pride ourselves on our athletics. Our football team had an amazing year this past year, and they really, showed what being a Bear is all about. And Kyle Duggar was actually an LR Bear who's actually now on the Patriots. He was the 37th pick for them, and he plays on the same team as Cam Newton. So I think that's pretty awesome. So again, this is kind of our center for all of our sports. We have an amazing spirit team. And if you are an athlete, I highly suggest living at Morgan Hall, just so you can walk straight over to the gym, because the gym is located right next to the stadium. Speaking of gyms, this is our Neil McGahee Sports Performance Center. So if you want to go into athletics, this is a 100% fundraised, awesome performance center for our athletes. Everything is custom built for our athletes and personalized for our weight trainings and everything that we do around that. And every single floor is actually covered by the track. So the all of the coaches like to see you jog throughout your workouts. So that's a little fun fact that I learned from my athletic friends. This is Shuford Gym. This also doubles as our basketball court, volleyball court, and also student life center. As you can see, student life is tabling throughout the whole entire day during this day. And they're kind of hanging out, telling you what to do, what to sign up for, if you're interested in anything, job searches. So this is a super, super great resource as well. And of course, we can't end a presentation without our famous Joe Bear, who is our mascot. So Joe Bear is awesome, and we really, really love to see y'all on campus soon, and we would love to meet y'all. Make sure that you are following all of our social media at LRU Admissions, and make sure to check out ZME if you haven't. ZME is a super great platform for all of our prospective students to check out. So now if y'all have any questions, Jesse and I will feel free to go ahead and answer them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had the Q&A box open while you gave your tour, but I haven't seen anything come through yet. So everyone, just a reminder to drop your questions in the Q&A box, and we will be happy to answer those. Cami, a couple of presentations that I've been on over the last week or so with this population of students, they've asked a lot about the pandemic and kind of how LR and various institutions have responded to that. And so I can answer that from a staff and campus perspective, but I'm sure they'd really like to hear from you from a student's perspective. So could you talk a little bit about kind of how we responded in the spring and how that's translated through this fall and will be translating into next spring?
Yeah, for sure, I can talk about that. So LR really miss their students on campus. So we do have students living on campus, but we are respecting the COVID-19 guidelines as well. We do have some in-person classes still, but they are socially distanced, and half the class is being split up from Monday to Friday or Tuesday to Thursday. So right now, instead of a 15 person class, I'm only having about like 5 people or 6 people coming to class, and then we're separated in that classroom. All masks are being worn. We've had less than 1% of our student population test positive, which I think is a super, super great thing, just because I've seen a lot of campuses around this area see a jump. But we still are having a lot of interaction with our students. So CAB, our campus activities board, is still holding events through Zoom, playing bingo. You can still win some LR swag and everything like that. So we're really succeeding, and we're looking forward to doing this again spring semester just because of how amazing it is. We also do have to complete an app every single day in order to go to our classes to kind of analyze our symptoms. And professors are being super, super generous and being super great, just understanding like if we just have one symptom and we want to be more safe than sorry, you just email them and let them know, and they're super awesome about that open communication. I also do see that Luke put in a question about a recreational gym. We do have a student gym that would be in McCrory, which is also our science building. It's right next to Shuford Gym, to the left of it. So that's our student gym. We have weights as well as cardio, but we also do have an intramural gym as well. That's going to be upstairs in Shuford Gym. This is where a lot of intramural sports are played, such as basketball. I know that some sorority and fraternity live people like to go up there and hold their philanthropy events, like Delta Zeta does Hoops for Hearing up in the intramural gym. And you can actually rent that out if you want your own private game with just you and your friends. So that's kind of our immediate just student recreational gyms, but all of the tracks and the football field, and as well as our swimming pool, as long as there's no practice going on and you don't see any teammates in there, you can go in and use that facility because it's just as available for you as well. I hope that answers your question. And if y'all have any other questions, feel free to put it in the question box and we'll be more than happy to go ahead and answer them. Oh, awesome. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Awesome.
Oh, that one dismissed. Okay. I was like, wait, there was something right there. Thanks, Candy.
Yeah.
And thanks for answering that. Do you want to talk a little bit about I know you mentioned like clubs and organizations and kind of how to start your own club, but can you talk a little bit about some of the virtual things that Student Life and whatnot have done, to engage students since we can't have like larger campus gatherings?
Yeah, for sure. So if you do live on campus, a super great resource to be plugged in is actually your resident assistant. During your first year at LR, your resident assistant and resident director over your building will actually hold small events. Of course, like during this time, it's going to be socially distanced. But I have a resident assistant friend in Eisenhower, and they actually got to roast marshmallows over this cute little fire pit and kind of hang out. Very small gathering, and it was all outside. So that's a super, super great opportunity to be plugged in. But on a campus-wide level, we've done bingo on Zoom before. A lot of organizations like to Zoom just for fun outside of their meeting. I know that for my sorority, we do Zooms throughout the whole entire day if you just want to hang out with people online, as well as CAB does, like I said before, bingo. They've done some other super, super awesome things. Oh, speak about the LR promise. Okay, I'll let you do that one right after I finish it. But we are super, super active, and we actually do have a newsletter that's being sent out every single week with all the events that you can go to with the Zoom link already attached. So it's pretty much at your disposal if you want to go to it or not. So that's a super, super great option for you. And then I'll go ahead and let Jessie talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great question about the LR promise and it being half of tuition. Is that through grants, loans, or both? So your loans are not included in that. However, your university, like your merit scholarship, the LR Scholars Award, any institutional grant, as well as any federal or state grants are included in that. So it comes a little bit from your FAFSA, but not your loans. So your loans are not included in that half tuition. It's just any, scholarships, grants. I like to call it, free money because it's money that you don't have to pay back. So anything like that does count towards the half off tuition, but not your loans.
Another super awesome piece of information is that we do have a wellness center on campus, and there is no copay to go and see the nurse or the PA. All you need is your insurance card, and she can actually prescribe you antibiotics if you have strep throat or anything like that. And security, if you do not have a car, can actually go and take you to pick up your prescriptions and then bring you back to campus. But again, there is no copay to go and see the nurse, and it's appointment only. And right now we are doing appointments through online. So it's a super, super great opportunity to still be able to go. Okay, awesome. Ooh.
We'll hang out for a couple more minutes to take any last questions that come through. Thank you all for joining us and being present today. I know this took some time out of your day and might not have been, the most ideal way to spend your, 10 to 11 o'clock hour, but we're really grateful that you chose to spend some time with us and learn a little bit more. You're always welcome to reach out to me if there are any questions at all. You can find my information on the website. We are still kind of operating hybrid, so we're in the office and we're working from home a little bit. And so you can find my email on the website. That's the easiest way to reach out to me, and we can kind of get your enrollment process rolling from there. I can answer any questions about your transfer credits or when you want to come in or what scholarships are available and all of that, kind of on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, awesome. I can talk about this one. So LR really does love our internships. We like to make sure that all of our students have that opportunity for an internship. And a lot of your professors that you will have in the future already have those connections for you. So they'll kind of help you set up your internship as well. If you want to be a teacher, your internship will be your student teaching. But you can find your internship pretty much everywhere in the Hickory community. Hickory really loves LR. So if an LR student comes up to a business or um, a researcher and they say that they need an internship, the answer will probably be yes more than often. So that's a super, super great opportunity. And again, your professors will actually help you find an internship. You won't just be alone in the dark about that. And I believe that every single student has to have an internship completed or an internship of some type completed in order to graduate. And that's usually going to be at the end of your junior year or beginning or end of your senior year, just kind of like as a capstone of your whole entire years at LR. So that was a super, super great question. So I hope that answered it. But internships are super, super awesome. And again, we do have some events. Normally they would be in person, but you will actually be able to talk with businesses and surrounding areas about internships and kind of put your name out there already and kind of slip that in and go ahead and get into contact with those people your first couple of years at LR. So that's a super, super great opportunity for you if you want to look into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk a little bit about like visit opportunities and what that looks like. So we are hosting campus visits. You can come to campus, you can talk to a counselor, you can take a tour of campus. But if you're not comfortable coming in person, we completely understand that and are still providing virtual opportunities for transfer students specifically. There's a daily virtual visit at 3:30. And then there's also a unique opportunity called Transfer Tuesdays every Tuesday from 2 to 4, where you can log on. It's not like a formal presentation like we did today. It's just kind of more like office hours. So you can log on, ask a couple questions, and then sign right off. And so that way it's just kind of a chance to talk one-on-one with the counselor without driving up to campus. So you can find all of those visit opportunities on our website. It's lr.edu/visit. I encourage you to do that and connect in any way possible, whether that's in person or virtually. We do have all of those opportunities available. Cami, I'll let you answer that one as well, just about workload and managing your classes and
Oh yeah, that's a really good one. All right. So honestly, the workload is as hard as you want to make it. Your advisor is a super, super awesome resource to take a look at once you kind of figure out what you want to do in the future. It's more of being able to manage your time. If you want to be super active on campus and also have a challenging major, you can still do that. But I really suggest getting a planner, setting up a schedule with yourself, making sure that you're really holding yourself accountable for the future. And this is the best time to start it. And he said that he doesn't feel like sometimes he has the best handle on time management. So what helped me out my first year at LR was getting a planner and then getting a massive planner for my room as well. So I would write down everything in that month and then I would do a weekly schedule, and that seemed to help me a lot. We do use Canvas on campus as well. Canvas is a super, super awesome tool. A lot of people are kind of uneasy about it, but I absolutely adore Canvas because you can click on a calendar icon and it shows you all of your assignments laid out for the whole entire year if the professor already posted it. So that's a super, super great resource to kind of manage your time a little bit more. And if you are looking into going to athletics, your coach will actually set you up with a schedule as well and hold you accountable by pairing you as a roommate with another one of your teammates. So that's a super, super awesome way to make sure that you're staying on top of everything. But yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cami.
All right, again, CACRAO would like to be able to thank everybody for their participation. Thank you to Lenoir-Rhyne for presenting today, and thank you to the the students that were here listening. Again, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd really appreciate your feedback that you can provide us. Also, this was just one of those many sessions that you can attend for this week. So be sure to sign up for additional sessions again at CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as other session recordings on the CACRAO website. Again, thank you for joining us and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right.